I don't know what it is about grapes, but they're just so fulfilling. Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Title, we are going to be doing books that I am scared to read. Now, I don't have a lot here, but there are a few books here that I want to read, but I'm scared to open them up for one reason or another. A lot of them are, or some of them are pretty much the same reason. And I'll let you guys know that reason. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys books that I am afraid to actually open up and read. So let's just get started. So the first book that we have is Vicious by LJ Shen, and I'm kind of scared to read the entire series. So I love, first of all, the cover. Beautiful. I love the covers to all of them. I do have some that have the sprayed edges. Unfortunately, this one does not, and I'm kind of mad about it. I want to see if I can find the one with the sprayed edges, but I am scared to read this series. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I've heard people say that there are some bullying aspects to these books. I could be completely wrong, but that's what scares me, because I don't like a lot of bully romances, especially when they're like super like intense bully romances. Like it really just depends on the bullying and like how much bullying they do. So yeah, but that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of scared to read this book and the series, is because, again, I've heard that there's some bullying in here, and I just don't know if I could do that. But at some point, I do want to read this series. The next book I have is Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. I don't know how you would pronounce her last name. I would say LaRue. Only because, okay, I'm still pretty new into like the dark romance, and I've read a few, but something about this in particular scares me. Like, I really don't know. It just scares me thinking that, is she like falling in love with a demon? I don't know. But yeah, that scares me a little bit. So that is one of the reasons why I'm kind of scared to read this one, although I kind of still am eager to read it. But like, just the thought of her like being in love with a demon or something kind of like scares me a little bit, not gonna lie. Okay, next book, let's do a little bit of explaining. So I have The Ritual, okay, by Chantal Tessier, sorry. I have read 50% of this book a while ago on my Kindle, okay, and I had eventually purchased the book because I did want the physical copy of it. I felt like maybe if I read the physical copy, I might like it a little bit more. Like, something about just, not that I'll like it a little bit more, but maybe I'll be more into it because like I can feel it. I could, like, I don't know, like sometimes the brain is just weird. Like my brain is weird. Like sometimes I feel like I need the physical book over like the Kindle because it makes me feel more into the story. I know that's weird, but that's just how my brain works. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll just get the physical copy. And not that this book was bad, because it wasn't bad. I think that I was just not in the mental brain space to read this book at the time, because I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. But as far as the rest of the series, I am terrified to read the rest of the series, because I mean, if he's bad, I mean, he's not horrible, but like, he's a little crazy. He's a little, you know, I want to punch him in the face. But like, if that's, I feel like he's like level 1, and I can just only imagine how much worse the other men could possibly be. But I know that a lot of people love this series and love the men in this series, so it's like, okay, I'm willing to give it another shot and finish reading this book and finish on collecting the rest of the series. So, but yeah, other than that, I am kind of scared to like read the other books, because I'm just afraid of how much worse the guys can get in this book or in the series, considering like Riot is not terrible, but like, you know, it can only get worse from here. So yeah. Next book that I am afraid to read, which I feel like is like 95% of Book Talk, BookTube, Bookstagram's favorite series. Like, I see this series come up so many times, and I just know it's a lot of people's favorite. And it's Binding 13, the Boys of Thomas series. I am scared to read this series. I am scared to just get my heart broken, stomped on, repaired, and then broken again. Like, I don't know if I am ready for all the emotions that this book is going to give me. Like, I feel like I know I will love them, and I will love this series, and I will love the characters. I just don't know if I am prepared for the mental distress and the mental hurt and break and the physical hurt and break that this series will cause me. I'm not ready for that. I'm really not. But nonetheless, I do want to read this series, and I did pre-order the last book of the series. So for now, I don't know if there's going to be other ones, but I did pre-order the last one. So there's that. And then here's another one that I feel like a lot of people, specifically I feel like on Book Talk, raved about for a while, maybe for like a good month. And I was on the fence of buying it because I'm like, I don't know. When this book started getting hyped on, I had just finished a book that had no HEA in it, and I'm still currently healing from that book, by the way. And then this book, like, I've obviously seen this book around. I've seen people talk about it here and there, but it became very popular the last month or so. And I was just like, okay, fine, I'll do it. But I'm still very terrified to read it, and that is Under Your Scars by Ariel and Anderson. I, again, heard that this is one of those books that doesn't have an HEA. I think I even heard like a little snippet of an audio to this book. I maybe it could have been like towards the end, and I was just like, wait a minute, like, what's about to happen? Please don't tell me what I think is going to happen. And yeah, I'm stressed. I am very much stressed the hell out. I think I even had this on my March TBR, and I've been in such a slump, so like this hasn't even been on my radar to read this month. But yeah, I am terrified, like terrified, because I just, again, don't know if I have the mental capacity to deal with heartbreak. I don't know if I have the physical capacity to deal with heartbreak at this very moment. So yeah. All right, next we have one of my favorite books, was the first one to this, and I know that the second and third book to this series is going to shatter my entire existence, which is why I have been putting it on hold. And that is none other than the rest of the Ravenhood series. I had Red Flock, and I absolutely loved it. I know a lot of people do not love that book. I know a lot of people have mixed reviews and mixed feelings about it, which is totally fine. Like, you know, reading is very much subjective, and not everyone is going to enjoy a specific book. I am still scared and terrified to read these other two books, because I know I'm gonna get shattered into pieces. And yeah, ever since I read Flock and been obsessed with it ever since, I have been collecting a lot of Kate Stewart's books, like some of her backlist. So, but yeah, I'm really scared to read the rest of that. Like, every time I see a video on Book Talk with like those certain songs that they put on for those books, I skip it, because I'm like, I immediately feel my body just want to break down, and I haven't even read book 2 or 3. So next I have this one by Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale. Now here's the thing, I am not into historical fictions. I'm gonna get comfortable. I am not into historical fictions, okay? I've never read a historical fiction. I've never dove deep into one. I am more of like a thrillers, romance type of girl, right? So when I saw a lot of people talking about this book and how heartbreaking it is, but how really, really good it was, and I've seen people who are into historical fictions either read this book, I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. So I did buy it, obviously, and I am scared to read this one as well, because I don't know how I'm going to feel about an historical fiction. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to like it. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know if I'm going to feel like everyone lied about it. Like, I'm just kind of nervous to just read it and to dive into it. Again, I'm also nervous about like the way it's gonna make me feel, because I've seen a lot of people cry over the ending of this book. So it's just a lot of different emotions, personal and not, I guess, just, you know, with the genre, like it's just not my cup of tea. It's not the genre that I like to dive in. But I also did promise myself this year that I want to try and branch out into different genres and just try different stuff. So I figure, you know what, let's try The Nightingale. I am nervous to start it, and I am nervous to like read the ending and see what it is that everyone raves about, but nonetheless I still am kind of excited to start this book. And then lastly, which is a book that I feel like I'm going to always have on my shelf, even though I don't know if I'm ever going to read it. One, because it is a pretty thick book, and also I don't know, again, if I have the mental capacity to deal with the trauma that this book has, and that is none other than A Little Life. I feel like when I've seen people like do these kind of videos, this is usually the #1 book that people talk about, and it's because there's so much trauma dumping is what people say. But a lot of people have said that this book is definitely heartbreaking. I remember watching, I think her name is Kiera on Book Talk. She was the first person I think I've watched when she talked about this book, and I saw like she would do reactions and stuff like that, and she was sobbing. And at first I was just like, okay, but she sobs at everything. Like she literally cries about everything. No shade, but like she cries about everything. And then I saw Sarah Caroli here on YouTube also read this book. It was like part of her like let's read sad books for a week video or something like that, and she read this book and she also was crying. And Miss Sarah hardly ever cries on the internet. Like she'll tear up or something like that, but like to cry she doesn't do often. So when I saw her crying, I was just like, okay, I know this is real. This is for real, okay? Like this is for real. And I think she even had to take like a little bit of a break. Like I've heard her, and I've heard even Kiera say it, like they had to take breaks in between because it was just so much happening. Like they felt themselves get depressed while reading this book. And for me, like I don't know if I can do that. Like I suffer really badly with depression, or I've suffered really badly with depression. I don't know if I have the mental capacity for that. Literally, I don't know if I could do it. But and I would want to see what it is that people are crying about. Like I want to know what's happening. I want to know what happened, you know, what he's gone through, what he's going through. I want to know the details. I want to, but I don't want to ruin it for myself. I don't want to look up spoilers. Like I physically want to experience this book, but I just don't know when that would ever happen. So who knows? But yeah, you guys, that is it for all of the books that I am terrified to read. I'm pretty sure that there are other ones. I just don't physically have them on my shelves. So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and join the family. And let's hit the road to 100 subscribers. We are almost there. We have like 28 more subscribers to go, I think. I don't know. But help me get to that goal, and let's get to 100 subbies. I would really appreciate that. So until next time, I will catch you guys in another video. Bye.